Howard Stern, fired, canceled. Is it really bye-bye buoy? Did staffers talk to the press? Are writers withholding their best jokes? Nobody knows what's going on or who to trust. Howard Stern will speak. Tuesday, September 2nd.
What a pathetic act of desperation. How desperate do you have to be to make up a rumor about yourself? How starved do you have to be for attention? How addicted do you have to be to attention to be willing to publicly humiliate yourself? If these latest reports are true, Howard Stern is so desperate for the attention that he craves, he made up a rumor that he got fired just to see his name in the headlines. This is the behavior of someone who knows he is losing. These are the actions of someone who knows he's about to be nominated for the 3rd annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. You know, there seems to be a new addiction in American culture. I would not be surprised if rehab facilities started pretending that they were capable of treating this new addiction. We are seeing more and more people who are addicted to attention. They crave the spotlight. They're desperate to be noticed. Nowadays, it seems like everyone wants to be an influencer. A lot of young women aspire to earn their living on lonely mans. In some cases, straight dudes are trying to make a living spanking their mini wanker in front of other dudes. Everyone wants to be a podcaster. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Like, it's so easy. Uncle KC just makes it look easy. But all kidding aside, kids don't want to be electricians anymore. They don't want to be plumbers. They want to enter an industry where less than 1% are making a living. According to recent estimates, 99.5% of YouTubers are collecting Ethiopian breadcrumbs if they're collecting anything at all, which means of the millions and millions of channels around the world, 0.5% are making a living doing this. Yet for some reason, everyone wants to do it. Why? Well, me personally, this is what I love to do. I would do this for free. Matter of fact, I did do this for free for a very long time. Some do it for the money. This is a very lucrative business if you can make it. But there are a lot of people on social media who crave the attention. People who generate attention will tell you it's not always that great. You're constantly scrutinized. You're constantly being told how wrong you are. You hear from experts every day telling you how you should be doing your job. Those same experts have a grand total of 0 subscribers. But at the same time, there's a lot of good attention that comes along with it. I've gotten to know people through doing this that I never would have known. If I'm ever having a bad day, I can read through my emails or my comment section and you guys are there to lift me up. And most of the time, you don't even know that you're lifting me up, but you are. It's very, very easy to fall into the trap of believing your own hype. It's easy to become reliant on the constant dopamine that naturally comes when people are complimenting you. For the better part of 40 years, Howard Stern has received constant attention. Whether negative or positive, Howie has spent most of his life being noticed. But over the last decade, and especially in the last 2 or 3 years, Howard Stern has lost something that he never thought he would lose: relevance. And unsurprisingly, Howie is having an extremely hard time letting it go. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel in the description below. Earlier today on the second channel, we talked about the courageous young women in high schools in the People's Republic of California. These young women, with the support of their parents, they have sent a clear message to Gabby Newsom. We are not competing against boys. Meanwhile, another California parent refers to her son as her daughter. If you haven't already, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. Also, the link to TikTok is there too. Help Uncle Casey get monetized on TikTok by subscribing over there. As always, I appreciate your support. Headline at the New York Post: Inside Howard Stern's desperate bid to stay relevant as firing rumors rage on. Supposedly, the New York Post spoke to some insiders at the Howard Stern show. Remember a couple of weeks ago when it was reported that SiriusXM had fired Howie? Remember how my inside sources told me that Jim Kimmel and Howie were on vacation together? They were having romantic dinners. Jim was consoling the pants off of Howie. Howie was singing classic Celine Dion love songs to his bestie Jim. Once more, you open the door, you see my pants on the floor, and you notice I am turned on. You guys remember all that? Well, as it turns out, it was all bullshit. According to the New York Post, the rumors that Howard Stern was fired were started by Howard Stern. Why in the hell would you start rumors of your own demise? Why would you be willing to publicly humiliate yourself? Apparently, there were two reasons that Howie did this. Number one, Howie is desperate for attention. Clearly, the affection that he receives from Jim Kimmel just is not enough, which isn't surprising. Jim is inadequate as a late-night comedian, and when someone is inadequate at work, usually means they're inadequate at home too. Reason number two, and this I think is the main reason, Howard Stern started these rumors to increase interest and boost ratings for his show that's rapidly become a flaming ass fire. As you saw in the beginning of the video, Howie is hyping his immaculate return next week. I am so back! Everyone is talking about me! They are clamoring for my return. Howie isn't necessarily wrong. For the better part of a decade, his dwindling audience has been begging for Howard Stern to return. Problem is, Howard Stern is no longer Howard Stern. He's Howie. And no one wants to listen to Howie talk for hours about the latest quilt that he is knitting. Long story short, this is potentially a publicity stunt. Howie is generating interest. He's trying to increase ratings when he returns next week. In the short term, this will probably work. His pretend friends in the mainstream media, they will listen to this garbage hanging on every word. Howie's not fired. He just re-signed with Sirius for 5 more years. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. Long term, this changes nothing. And the reason it changes nothing is because Howard Stern is no longer capable of producing a show that his core audience expects. And it's sad because Howard Stern could have been the leader in the fight against cancel culture. He could have been the voice fighting against the disease of political correctness. But at 71 years old, he just doesn't have the fight left in him. Plus, he proudly embraces the woke wiener. Over the weekend, a clip from the early 2000s, I think it was 2003 or 2005, either way, the clip resurfaced. It was a clip of Howard Stern interviewing Sofia Vergara. It was classic Stern. He's commenting on her boobs. He's making innuendos, but reaction to the clip on social media was overwhelmingly negative. This is so sad. How dare you expose me to this toxic masculinity? Why is that man with curly hair talking about a woman's bosoms? The Howard Stern of 20 years ago would have these losers call into his show, and he would verbally destroy them. He would humiliate them. When he returns next week, it would not surprise me if Howie apologizes for his past transgressions. According to Inside Radio, Howard Stern has renewed his contract with SiriusXM and what they're calling a massive payday. Me personally, I'm having a hard time biting into that shit sandwich. I don't believe it. Is it possible that Howie has re-signed with Sirius? Sure, that part I believe because it's Howie's only option. He doesn't have another choice. He's not returning to terrestrial radio, and he doesn't want to launch a podcast because he knows he can't compete. I'm having a hard time believing that Sirius offered Howard Stern a massive payday. If they're paying him in pesos, that would be one thing. If Sirius offered Howie $1 million pesos, which is about $50,000 a year, I would believe that. But I don't see why Sirius would offer Howard Stern a six-figure contract, much less hundreds of millions of dollars. How would that benefit them? Sirius has over 33 million subscribers. Howard Stern has 120,000 listeners. He doesn't even reach 1% of their subscriber base. 120,000 listeners at, call it $10 a month, that's around $14 million a year. Why would you offer $100 million to someone generating $14 million? Has Sirius turned into the WNBA dump? Or are they just giving away free money to people incapable of producing revenue, producing profit? I guess we'll see what happens next week, but whether Howard Stern stays or retires, whether he stays or he's fired, it really doesn't matter because no one is listening to this dump. Before the rumors that he was fired, it had been years since Howie was in the headlines. He might pop a decent number next week when he addresses the rumors that he started, but after that, Howard Stern will return to his own nightmare. Howie will return to irrelevance. But give me your thoughts on this. Did Howard Stern start the rumor that he was fired? If so, will this revitalize the show? Or will Howie once again be forgotten? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.